Hello. Hello, Epic Skills. Welcome. I don't know if the ad has played already. Probably should have stayed in the room for that, but let's wait for a little bit so that we can let the ad play, and then we'll go from there. Alright, hello everybody. I believe the ad break is done. This time I stayed in my chair to make sure that the ad break was schmovin'. But hello! Oh man, there's so many people to say hi to. You know what, let's go to the main room. Ring 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 ring, ready, 3, 2, 1, woo! Yeah! We're appreciating some, actually we're starting here. We're appreciating some art today, woo! Oh, my intro. Hello everyone. I'm Babinka Bear, artist, historian, art historian, and Sunbear PNGTuber. And today we're doing some art appreciation. It's been a minute. I realize I don't think we even did an art appreciation stream for all of July, and now it's August. Oh no. But let me catch up on chat. I see you guys already reacting to things. So hello Epic Skills. How's it going? It's going good. I got a lot done today, which I'll tell you guys about in a minute. Let's play some music though. I'm in the mood for some Hikaru Utada. Just a teensy bit of Hikaru Utada. Utada Hikaru. Let me know if it's like too quiet or anything like that. But yeah, it's been going good. Let's see who else is here. Hello Arsenic. Hello. Good morning, George. Well, it's not morning. It's good late afternoon, George. Hello Vite Height. Hello. It's been a while since I've been on the stream from the start like this. Yeah. And yeah, no worries about whenever you guys come on in. It's okay if you guys come at the beginning and you have to leave partway through. It's okay if you guys arrive in the middle of the stream. If it's at the very end, I'm so sorry. but otherwise, I'm glad to have you guys here, regardless. Let's see. Hello, Vite Hide. And then we got the emojis, George, with the art. Wow. Yeah. You gotta do a little wow. But yeah. So we're doing some art appreciation. Last time we did it, I think, was like late June. But to be fair, with July was kind of busy. We had like collabs for a lot of the weeks. I had my Vegas trip, and then resting after the Vegas trip. And yeah, you know, I had my reasons. But now we get to appreciate some art together. It'll be a good time, hopefully. We have 5 artworks, or 5 artists / works that we're going to be looking at today. So this first one, I believe, was recommended by... We're not going to start just yet. I still want to yap a little bit. But just so that you guys know what's in store, we have this artist, Jacob or Jakub Rosalski. I think this was recommended by Matthew. I've seen this artist before. It's kind of a treat whenever someone recommends an artist that, like, this isn't my first rodeo with them. This isn't the first time seeing them. But I like their art. I like this one especially for reasons, but we'll get into that a little later. Then we're gonna be looking at another build by Zako. I'm pretty sure this is a scope dog, right? But she labeled it as clown core, so we're gonna investigate that. Matthew gave us another recommendation, which is Ribians, if for the fellow orc appreciators in here. Ribian should be a familiar name, you know. So we're gonna be looking at some of his art. I do want to save up on my voice, so I kind of want to look at just one artwork, but he has so many that are like really good that we might look at like 2, maybe 3. But I don't know. I need some self-control though. I need to make sure that I like don't lose my voice, right? There's Ribians, and then we're looking at 2 animations today. One by Aim Kid or AIM Kid. I'm actually not familiar with this animator, but from what I looked at some of these beforehand, before the stream, and pretty cool stuff. And then another animation, a Fate Go animation by Church. So I'm pretty excited. This one I didn't look at beforehand because I don't know, I kind of wanted it to be like a blind reaction. This one I did look at a little bit just so that I had a little bit of like what's it called, like I knew what to like comment on, but this one's gonna be totally blind. It's gonna be my first time. I already see like the style is reminiscent of oh, what's the name of the artist, the one that does the April Fools? I forgot. But yeah, just those 5 works today. That's what we're gonna be looking at for today. Typically with my art appreciation streams, for those who have never like participated or like tuned into these, I tend to lose my voice very quickly because, one, I'm talking nonstop about all of these like works, but also I just get very excited. Like the art, we're staying positive today, by the way. For those who have never tuned into an art appreciation, we're looking at this artwork, and although there's always something to improve on when it comes to art, today we're gonna stay positive, mostly because many of these artists, like, they are recommended by other people. Like, they themselves did not say like, hey, review my art, with exception to I think Zako and Jurge. But you know, we want to stay positive because like I feel like it'd be really crappy to find out that like, you know, someone looked at your artwork and they only had negative things to say, right? Like, so we're gonna be like focusing on like appreciating the art and appreciating what we see today, and we're gonna be flexing those art appreciating muscles that we've been building with my other series, right? My Binka teaches art appreciation, right? We're gonna look at stuff like texture. Or actually, we haven't covered texture yet, but I'll be looking at texture. You guys can comment on texture if you want. But we'll also look at what else did we talk about? Line, shape, form, value, color. So you know, you can flex those muscles today. Feel free at any point during the art appreciation to like also chime in the chat and be like, I really like the colors, and I really like the sense of value that this put, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what to look forward to for today. And yeah, because I do tend to lose my voice, I do want to like do something in between. So, you know, after we're done looking at Jacob Rozalski stuff, but before we go to like Zako stuff, I might want to you know, I set up some activities for myself that you guys can also chime in on if you will. But you know, some little brain teasers like identify all 50 states. We also got the randoneering tier list. I was considering like each of my breaks being a tier list, but I feel like that would also be a lot of yapping, right? This is supposed to be something that I can like rest my voice on, so we might still do a tier list, but we might also do some brain teasers, some little quizzes. I just want to flex my my mental muscles for today, because I'm not gonna be. I was supposed to be flexing my physical muscles, but I will not be because so here's the big thing that happened. It's yapping time. Are you guys ready for some yaps? We're gonna yap. So how was my day today? I had work, but I also finally, after many years, went to the doctor. Not for any emergency. I'm not dying. Let's yap. Hello, Owen. Hello. Welcome. But yeah, I went to the doctor for the first time since like I want to say 2021. You too? Let's go. Let's go adulting, getting our health checked out. Hopefully only good things. Hopefully. But she's dead. No, I'm not. First time in 18 years, man. No, I've also hello Matthew. Thank you for the 9 months. Congrats on stream, baby. Oh jeez. But yeah, thank you. Oh man, 9 months. Yeah, my 1 year anniversary is coming up. I have not prepared anything so far. Give me a second. Oh, you're good. Let's see. Yeah, thank you for the 9 months, Matthew. We're watching her final pre-record. It's not pre-recorded. Otherwise, how am I responding to you guys? You ever think about that? But yeah, going back to Owen, what you were saying. So no, I've also known people that like have like it's also been a very long time since they went to the doctor as well. I feel like there's a certain bit of like anxiety. There's like a little bit of anxiety about going to the doctor, right? Of like, I hope they don't say that, you're dying. Yeah, huge anxiety. Because I've tried in the past. That's the thing is like I've tried in the past, and like the doctor. So the last time I went to the doctor, they asked for a blood test, like a blood draw, and I actually went and did it because they don't do it at the site. They actually go. They have you go to like another place, and get like another specialization. Phlebotomist. Yeah, you gotta go to a lab, yeah, to like get your blood drawn. I did that, and then I just never. I don't know if it was my anxiety or like the semester was picking up for work. I just never like sent it back to the doctor. So I saw my own results, because all these like labs have their own like portals and stuff, so you can see your own results. But I just never gave them to the doctor, and then lo and behold, 2 years later, I was finally like, oh, you know what? Without giving too much information, like a medical emergency did happen to someone in my like, I guess, work inner circle that made me kind of like, you know what? I gotta take care of myself. I gotta take care of myself. So I finally bit the bullet. I scheduled for one, I got a new doctor because the other one just like, I don't know if he was busy or something, but like he just wasn't super helpful to me. Like I would tell him about my migraines, and instead of really like, I guess, investigating the matter more, he kind of just like gave me, like migraine medication that didn't really help me. Which I feel like if I had tried a little bit more to like, get on his case, I feel like then maybe more would have happened there. But I feel like my anxiety also told me like, you know what, just start anew. Just start anew, get another doctor, and see what happens when you wipe the slate clean. So I did that. I met with the new doctor today, and he was he was interesting because he was very nice and he did like joke around, but like I think he asked me certain questions, and I'm trying to remember what questions he asked. Like, oh, like, does your family have a history of XYZ? And I wasn't sure. I just wasn't sure because, like I hadn't asked my family about it. And I said something to the effect of like, oh, I believe so. And he said, nope, you need to say yes or no. Like it's a yes or no question. You can only say yes or no. And I'm like, oh, okay. Then yes. And that seems pretty abrasive, right? That seems kind of but I think I do see where he's coming from. Like if you're asking medical questions, like, and he's like filling out paperwork, it shouldn't be like, oh, I guess, oh, I believe so, oh, I'm not sure. Like I guess you do need like a yes or a no. It was one of those things where like even if it was abrasive, I wasn't personally offended by it. And there's other contexts in which like I do get personally offended, but this wasn't it. But yeah, like he was cool. And you know what? It was already so much better than my other doctor because like instead of just like prescribing like certain medication, he was like, okay, I'm gonna send you in for these tests. You have to like schedule something with this like lab for X, Y, and Z. And like that did mean that after the doctor's appointment, I had to make a lot of phone calls to schedule things with like, a radiologist, and like I had to get this medication, but I also had to get like this vaccination. So I had to do a lot, but it felt like a little bit more like, oh, he's trying to investigate the root causes of like why I have migraines, as well as like some of the other stuff that I asked him about. Also, I have high blood pressure. So did you pass? In terms of Matthew's question of did I pass my blood test? I did not. Like, I'm dying. No, but like the thing is, like, this wasn't a surprise. This wasn't a surprise for me to find out because like every time I've ever had like a blood pressure test, it's always been high, but I always kind of chalked it up to being nervous and being anxious. And I told him too that like, oh, I'm like, I've never been diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I have anxiety. Because like the nurse or the person that was helping me, she took my blood pressure and she was like, it's really high. And then she put me in like another room and like let me just like chill for 10 minutes, took it again. And then she said like, okay, it's actually a lot lower now, so I think you were just nervous, but it's still pretty high. So so you know, like they, even though I was just talking about like, oh, I hate how they just give me medication and call it a day, they did give me medication for that. But you know, maybe this is connected to the migraines. You never know. You never know. But yeah, I don't know. I'm viewing this as a positive. I feel like this doctor is doing a little bit more in depth like research of like, all right, you're gonna have to get these scans and these things done. We're gonna find out what's going on with your body. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily sharing too much information, but, but yeah, that's how my doctor's visit went for today. And the doctor is only 15 minutes away from my place, so I came back home, did a little bit of work, had a meeting, and that was it. Like I feel like today was a pretty full day. Definitely is high blood pressure could explain why your brain hurt. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. So. And I get like chronic migraines. Like it's like a 24-hour migraine too. Like I've had to call off work. And as some of you know, like cancel stream because of these migraines. So did your blood test say that you have high blood pressure? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I read it as high school, but oh wait, my blood test, sorry, so I misspoke. So it was the blood pressure test that said I have high blood pressure. I still have to get my blood drawn at a lab, which will be tomorrow. So we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out just how much I'm dying, which is hopefully zero amount. But I also got a vaccination today. I'll just say a tetanus shot. Do bears need tetanus shots? Who knows? But because I got the stabby wabby, I'm not going to the gym today because we were planning on it. We were planning on going to the gym today and maybe tomorrow. But because I'm getting my blood drawn, I'm thinking like, maybe not risk it. I might have the bar fall down on me, you know. So maybe not risk it for the biscuit. That's a cause for migraines. I tested recently too for tension headache. I don't know if, because every time I look at those diagrams of like, oh, see what kind of headache you have, it's like my migraines are centered on my eyes. That's the thing. But it also feels like I don't know. It's like it could be a cluster headache, it could be a tension headache, it could be a migraine, it could be sinus headache. I don't know. So that's what the tests are for. You got your tetanus shot too? Let's go. Tetanus high five. Let's go. The blood test will tell your doctor if you've been eating too much fish shape. Oh no, they're gonna know that I've been eating all that spam. No. Eyes aren't tension. It's like around my eyes. It's like if you guys like touch like don't touch your eyes. Don't touch your eyeballs. Don't, teacher's not telling you to touch your eyeballs, but like touch your like eyelid and the place where your eyebrows like, or actually I guess it's your brows. I guess it's like the brow bones, right? That's where my migraines are always centered. Sometimes it's in one eye, sometimes it's in the other, sometimes it's in both, but it's those two. So I don't know if you guys are gonna try to armchair, you know, like diagnose me right now, but at the same time, I'm having the doctor give it a look-see. Migraines are weird. Sometimes you'll never find the root cause. Medication is all you can do. That's a fair point, I guess. That's a fair point for like my old doctor. But I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens too. Yeah, get your sniffer stickers, everybody. Might be from staring at screens too much or straining your eyes. That too. I do spend like a good amount of my waking life looking at screens. If not big screen or medium screen, then like small screen on the phone. So it's true. It's true. I have been thinking about that recently of like, you know, what should I do when I like to not stare at screens so much? I was like, oh, maybe I should get through my my backlog of crochet. I love this song. But yeah, so we're on our health arc, and I like that, you know, some of us are all doing the health arc together, right? So yeah, I'm wishing the best for all of us. I take some time to stare out the window. Oh wait, that's a good idea. I could like disassociate, hallucinate a little bit. I have been thinking of like reading more books, not to copy, you know, Bettel with his reading arc, but and I think I did mention that like grad school did kind of ruin reading for me a little bit. But if it's like a something easy, like a young adult or like a book meant for like kids or teens, maybe like the Percy Jackson series, I should get back into that maybe. Meditate. I tested pre-diabetic, so I'm gonna die. Yo, the doctor also told me to avoid a lot of my favorite foods. No, he didn't say specifically like any which food. He just said avoid salty foods, fatty foods, fried foods, and sweet foods. And it's like, man, that's all I eat. But I was talking it over with Beans, and he was like, yeah, let's just like eat a lot of like salads. Like I like Italian dressing. And fruit too. I love fruit. I was thinking of cantaloupe. Oh, I love cantaloupe. Fish-shaped spam. I know I can't have the fish-shaped spam. This sucks. This blows the consequences of my actions. Me, the bear. Well, I feel like bears also have a bit of a balanced diet, don't they? Like, you know, like bears don't always eat fish. They also eat berries and stuff. Yours is different for high blood pressure. Basically, I and everyone at work was surprised I didn't have high blood pressure due to job stress. Yeah, maybe it is job stress. Just the right amount of hikers. False prophet, you have lost the mandate of heaven. This is not what? I'm just yapping before we get started. But yeah, I'm just talking about like health stuff. But yeah, we're on a health arc. I'm gonna try my best. Unfortunately, I won't be able to work out this week because of the vaccinations and the blood draws and all that good stuff. But Juche is the Bushido of North. Oh wow, okay. I did not know that. But yeah, Zaku, did you see that we're looking at one of your works today too? We're looking at one of your works. A Yellow Turban Rebellion. Oh no. But yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else that I wanted to yap about for today? You have an update? I'm only gonna be looking out at one of your works today, so it's either gonna be this. If you have an update, then feel free to still put it in art appreciation. If it's like an update to this one, I'd be happy to look at it. But if it's like a second one, then it might have to wait for next time. But if it's an update to this one, I like it. The Clown Core one. It's there now. It's the same thing. Let me see. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's switch. Ooh, okay. Yeah, let's look at this one. Okay, well you're going second though, so let me you know what? I'll keep this one up for like comparison. Ooh. Nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started then. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna be looking at once again 5 artists and or works. So Jacob or Jakub Rosalski, and then Zako's Clowncore build. And then we have works by Ribians. And then 2 animations, one by AimKid and one by Church. So yeah. And then in between, I might be doing some activities to rest my voice. So yeah, let's jump into it, shall we? Including that random tier list. Okay. Ribians. So yeah. This artist I've heard about before, and I was like pleasantly the tier list. Yeah, we might do the tier list today. I was pleasantly surprised by this one. This is recommended by Matthew because I've seen this artist before, specifically for this work, and then another one where it was like a young girl looking at a witch like longingly, like she wanted to be a witch, and I'm like, I relate. The spirit orc was pretty high, as expected. I I didn't put anything yet, but I will. Is this the same one that he... Yeah, it is. It is the same one that he did. Okay, cool. The Naked Witch with the bum bum? Yeah. We're just gonna be looking at one of their works today because I love it. I love it so much. So, this is called Good Girl. And then here is the caption. Is it not the daughter of this woman whom we accuse of witchcraft and burned at the stake a few days ago? Good Girl, a new painting from my Wolfpack world and upcoming graphic novel. Oh, it's gonna be a graphic novel? That's freaking awesome. Yeah, I've seen this one before. It's awesome because it's such a good piece of... Even if you didn't have the caption, this is such good like environmental storytelling, right? Let's forget about the caption for now. Let's just look at the artwork. So go ahead and take a minute to just like gaze upon it. But yeah, you can already see like, oh man, I'm looking at the colors. I'm looking at the colors. You know what? Let's exercise some of the muscles that we learned from the art appreciation streams. One of the things we went over was line, right? Of course there's like straightforward lines in terms of like, you know, these twigs that the little girl's holding, but also look at the composition. Like if you don't know what composition is, it's kind of like how the entire picture itself is set up. What are some elements you see? So how about this? Let's look at both line and shape. So I'm seeing some like horizontal, like you see the horizon here. Even though there are shapes in the distance, you do see the horizon as well as some mountains. And then you see like these big round shapes, which are the haystacks, which these guys are hiding behind. So if we go back to like line, we learned that like a straight horizontal line is like one of like stability, peace, and yet we don't see an unbroken horizontal line. We see that it's interrupted, right, by like some shapes here, and very obviously this shape over here. So it's almost like an interruption of stability, an interruption of peace. It's a Crusader mon by a tent. Crusaders. We also learned that like with lines with like points to them or diagonals, anything that's like pointy is like a sense of danger, because we can associate it with stuff like pointy sticks that are harmful or thorns in nature. But here we see like a spear, it's being held at the ready, the sword. And then we even see like this figure over here that has claws, right? We're seeing that. So there's like a sense of danger. There's like, it's almost like tranquil, but it's like broken up with a little bit of danger here. Oh, and you know what? If we're talking about shapes, the haystacks are kind of curved. They're curved. They're supposed to be a comfort. They're a safety. Just like these guys are kind of... They assume that because they're in this nice round haystack, they're hidden. They're safe, right? And yet. All right, let's go in back and forth between like the art appreciation elements that we're talking about and like the storytelling, because let's not ignore the storytelling here. What's going on? I thought the girl was bait. Oh man, it could be interpreted that way, right? Of like, I think it's the arm that kind of like does away with that narrative. But at first, if you just zoom, if you're looking at this for the first time, immediately the red color is kind of catching your eye, right? Because everything else is like blue, white, yellow. This red though is sticking out, so it's almost leading the eye to look at this little girl, who's presumed to be like a little girl. Hi, May Shark. Hello. So your eye is led over here, but then you see her arm is outstretched. So she's pointing towards these guys, but your eye does stop right here, because this is one of the next like obvious things is this big like wolf man, right? Especially because he's, like I said earlier, he's cutting in between this horizontal horizon right here. He's cutting it, so like he's very obvious. So if your eye is immediately led here, it does almost lead here. And then, because they're almost at the same height as well, it starts to lead you to these two warriors here. So it's almost like a what is it, like an oblong triangle kind of. So it's your eye does like kind of lead from one point to another. There was a wolfman. I didn't notice. The mountains pointing at him should have been an indicator. Obtuse. There we go. Not oblong. Obtuse. Yeah. Now she's pointing at them. The storytelling here is that she is locking eyes with this wolfman, right? And she's pointing over here. She could be bait, but then you look at their expression. You look at like their body language, and they seem very alarmed. Kuro, hello. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Thank you. Sluggy raid. Hello, Cielo. Welcome. We are looking at our first piece of artwork by Jakub Rosalski or Jacob Rosalski. Thank you for shouting them out. Cool. You're playing Volcano Princess. Awesome. How was that? Let me know how it went. And as always, if you or your raiders have to raid and run, no worries at all. But if you want to stick around, have fun. Chill in the chat. Get their butt, little kid. Yeah, the caption adds a little bit of spice to this. We're looking at this without the caption, but once we do go to the caption, it adds a little bit more storytelling. Sorry, I had to burp. So yeah, we were looking at like some of the elements, and we were talking about how like the red kind of like leads your eye immediately towards this little girl or this little person, right? We can't assume that it's a girl. You can kind of infer it because it looks like this is a skirt, right? But you know. It was good. We had to restart the playthrough sadly, so Warrior Daughter 2.0. Oh man. I hope it was still fun though, despite the restart. Their crusaders are probably homophobic or racist. They can die. Well, when we look at the caption, you'll see what it builds on the story that's already set here. But just looking at this girl is pointing to these warriors, and you know we had this theory that maybe she's acting as bait, but no, because she's pointing at them, and if she was bait, they would expect that. But judging from their body language, they're not, because look, you can kind of tell with just. How do I say this? Like, what's interesting is that you can't really see their faces all too clearly, but you can kind of tell that they're surprised. Like, you know, this guy's wearing like a helmet, but the eyes are drawn in such a way that it looks like like it has eyebrows and that it's like looking incredulously. It's like, whoa. Exactly, Zako. Exactly. The eye holes look scared. And then it's also a little bit of the body language too. Like, it looks like he's leaning in towards the girl, almost to be like, no, like, don't do it, don't say it, don't. So it's a little bit of the body language too. And then you can't really see this guy's face either, but, you know, he looks like he's ready. Because you can see that he's holding this spear, or this lance, or whichever. He's ready. And this guy, he looks like he's about to get ready. So now there's so many questions to ask, right? There's so many questions of like, why is this little girl pointing at the monsters, right? I mean, sorry, Freudian slip, I guess. Why is she pointing at the warriors? As if, you know, leading the monster to reveal their location. It makes you wonder, like, why, huh? Let's for a second consider that maybe that's not what the story is. Maybe she's actually pointing at the beast, right? To warn these guys. However, like we already established, the eye holes look scared. And if she was pointing at the monster, she wouldn't be holding her arm like this. It would be more at a diagonal. And there'd be a little bit of, I guess the opposite of foreshortening? No, it would be foreshortening. It'd be foreshortening. Her arm would just look a little bit different if she was actually pointing at the monster. Don't think it, don't think it, don't say it, don't think it, don't say it. It was, my daughter is a good little warrior. I love how expressive the art is and the rendering is so cool. Yeah. So you forgot these guys. So yeah, there's so many questions being asked with this work of art. Like, why is a little person, a little child maybe, exposing these warriors who are very obviously hiding from this beast, right? Is she one of them? Is she a beast herself? Is there like a backstory as to why she's doing that? We can make up our own narratives. However, this art does also have a caption. Is it not the daughter of this woman whom we accused of witchcraft and burned at the stake a few days ago? Uh-oh. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. So then we can assume that like this little girl, she remembers everything that happened to her poor mom. She was burned at the stake. She remembers that these are the men that are responsible for it. And then this wolf man is attacking, and she you know what? With no regard for even her own safety, cuz the wolf man could easily just attack her, right? But no, she's like, "Hey, wolf man, those guys you're looking for, they're right here." Get them. Exactly. What I like about this too, this page, is that you can also see the artist process. So let's go ahead and check it out, shall we? Welcome back. So I began with a quick sketch, what a surprise, of the composition, which didn't take a lot during the process. Color palette, story, and mood. The whole painting from start to finish was created without any references. However, I used one of my own winter photos to set up the right color palette. Let's paint. So they have the werewolf here. Very surprised. Specifically Teutonic Knights. I love that. I knew that the background would be a problem, so after a few brushstrokes, I started to work on the characters. So let's start with the knights. And then here's the caption, but like it's like a little like word bubble here. So this is the guy that's talking. And then I like the little like like the little like Metal Gear Solid like ding. But for any like budding artists out here, this is also like a good technique to really get started on any like ambitious illustrations, right? They kind of just blocked out basic shapes. As you can see here, like they didn't really like articulate the background. They knew that they wanted stuff in the background, but they kept it to some simple strokes, you know? Same with like these haystacks over here. Even the werewolf as they list here, it's not fully like, you know, rendered out because it doesn't need to be. This is a sketch. This is also what's called a well, not exactly, but this does lead into something called a thumbnail. So if you don't know what a thumbnail is, obviously a lot of you might know what like a YouTube thumbnail is. It's usually like it's the first image that you see of like a video, and usually you want like a good thumbnail, right, to get people to like look at your video. That comes from art thumbnails, where like when you're first kind of like planning your composition, you want to make like a tiny small drawing just so that you can draw out the individual like bits in composition. Not everyone does this, of course, but it's just a good kind of rule of thumb. Rule of thumb. The reason why it's called a thumbnail, by the way, is because like they're supposed to be small, not necessarily the size of your thumbnail, but but like it's supposed to be small so that you can concentrate on like the bigger elements. So if we like look at this picture and zoom all the way out, let me see if we can do that. You zoom all the way out. This person knew that they wanted like a certain composition. They wanted the girl to kind of be like not center, a little bit off center, but very obvious. They knew that they wanted like some knights hiding from a wolf. But how are we supposed to see kind of like that entire I guess that entire scene play out? They decided that like, oh, they'd be hiding behind a haystack, but you could also see the wolf right behind it. So there's just a lot of planning, and this is just kind of in the first stages. Then they started to go in and add a little bit more detail to each of these elements. And as you can see, they made some changes because initially the werewolf was here. They moved it a little bit further to make the shape a little bit more obvious. I love how the pose became more dynamic. Yeah. Because here, the werewolf, he's just doing like that one emoji, the standing guy emoji. Let me see if I can get it. Man. Is it this one? It's just like a guy. The werewolf was just doing that. But then they made it more dynamic. They had the werewolf like kind of bending over slightly, with their shoulders a little bit forward, so that you can kind of see the arms. You can see like the hand is kind of flexed so that you can see like the claws, and this arm is coming all the way down so that you could see like once again the flex of the fingies of the claws. So yeah, that's part of it. So this, I like this because it shows like what changes usually happen in between like the initial sketch and then when you start to like put in all the details. My favorite thumbnail is Mr. Beast looking at the camera with his mouth open with a high contrast. There you go. Milmikote idol pose. Oh man, are you talking about like the emoji or this? Because that'd be funny. Oh no, you can't see my cursor. Is this the Milmikote idol pose? Just flexing the claws. The wolf man, there you go. Nice. That's the idol pose. So yeah, let's go back to their process. So this is them like kind of blocking, like going from like simple strokes, because you can almost count the strokes. Look at the cross; it's just 1, 2, 3. The front here is like 1, 2. The arm is like 1, 2, 3. So they started out with like really simple like strokes, and then they added more, but they also changed the pose a little. So you can see like this guy initially had his sword like crossed in front of him. They changed it so that it was like you see more of the figure's chest, and you see the sword over here. And they just keep adding more and more details. Challenge here was to show emotions, but on the helmet, but keep it realistic, not so much exaggerated and comical. So kind of like what Zaku said earlier. Look, the eye holes look worried. They look shocked. They look like, whoa. And it kind of reminds me of like animation with like Batman the Animated Series, or any kind of like superhero animated series where like they're wearing domino masks, which realistically aren't supposed to move. They're just masks on top of your face, right? But usually in animation, they animate the mask to show emotion, to show like shock or like happiness. And it's not realistic, but it helps to convey like those emotions. So it's a good mix of like realism and stylization. And then we have the happy werewolf. I love it. Woof 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 woof. Paint paint paint. This is how I be. Like, this is how I be during the art process. Just woofing and painting. Woof woof. Is that Wolverine from his World War I comic? I actually am not familiar with that one. I feel like Beans might be, but woof 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 woof. Same thing though. So yeah, we're looking at like kind of this this kind of like stable but kind of boring pose, but then they changed it to like be able to show like the flex of the claws and kind of like show like the danger imminent, right? And finally the girl. I can't believe they did this without any reference. That's insane. But that goes to show like this guy probably has like a lot of years behind his belt, right? I like this because you see how like the sticks, the bundle of sticks behind her, it goes from just like 1 stroke, 2 stroke to like they're adding more like tiny strokes in between to make it actually look like sticks, like a bundle of sticks. Pick up sticks. There's some details. Very cool brush strokes. I like it a lot. All right, what else is there to say about this one before we move on? We were talking a little bit about, oh, you know what? Contrast is really good. Color and contrast. So to really lead our eye, once again, so like we have the vibrant red color here, and it stands out because everything else is kind of desaturated. Like, and when I say desaturated, it means like it's not as vibrant with color. It's a little bit closer to black and white. The second most colorful thing on here is the haystacks, actually, because everything else is like practically black and white. There's a little, ooh, I didn't notice this before. Look at the grass. There's a little smidge of like copper blood red in there. You see that? Like in the snow, it almost looks like there's a little bit of blood. It kind of like implies like so much death and chaos, right? Well, maybe even not chaos, because this is like almost disturbingly tranquil. You also see like these little birds here. The implication I'm getting is that like, look, it's so tranquil in the back, but you do see kind of like what could be the ruins of like houses. And the birds kind of remind me of like the kind of birds that like eat flesh after like it's like vultures, you know. They eat they scavenge. They get the remains of like human bodies and such, or any body really. So it's almost like the carnage has either just ended or it's been ended for a while, and now it's like eerily quiet. And now he's stalking his last prey. He comes upon the girl and she points the way to the last of the prey. Carrion, yeah, carry on birds, carrion. The fact that I love this song. This song makes me so emotional because I'm just a prisoner of love. The fact that this man knows that blood dries brown. Yeah, that's another thing. So not only is it's like a tinge of red, right? But as I hope some of you know, like blood does in fact dry as like a brown, like a brown color. So you do see that. You see like a tinge of like the actual blood red in the snow, but like in the grass itself, it looks a little bit more brown. So it's very realistic. So yeah, the mood I'm getting from here is that it's eerily silent, tranquil, and he's doing the last of his hunting, and she's helping him out because she's been wronged in the past. So the environmental storytelling, really good, really really good. So we're not gonna look at any other works just because I do want to give time to everyone else that we're gonna be looking at. But I do recommend that you look at this artist's work. This is Jakub Rozalski. I'm actually gonna link their page. Mr. Prisoner of Love. There we go. Because they like all of their works have like really cool storytelling in them. Oh my god, the bear. The other one that I saw is gonna have some nudity. But it's also one of my favorites. Like, it's the one where it's like a girl and she's just looking longingly at like a witch. It's like, man, relatable. That's not that one. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. It's this one. I like this one. Where it's like she's like looking so longing, like she has this little pail. And we're not gonna go in depth on this one, but like she has this little pail. She's probably like tending to the cows. She looks at like this witch, this like monstrous witch figure, and she's like, she's not looking at it in fear. Otherwise, you would see it in her like body language. She'd be like running. She's calm. She's calm, and she's looking at it. And even the title of the work is "If Only I Could," and then the caption exactly at this point. Maricia decided who she wants to be when she grows up. I love it. More power to you. The J is a Y. Yeah, so it's... I was thinking that I think it is Jakub. Jakub Rozalski. Yeah, he has so many good environmental pieces. He has done official artwork for video games. Nice, nice, nice. It's him again. Who doesn't want to ride around a branch naked? Exactly, exactly. But yeah, so that's Jakub Rozalski. Or Jacob. I'm pretty sure it's Jakub, but you know. But yeah. Let's take a little bit of a voice break by doing I'm gonna do a little quiz. I'm gonna do that US state quiz again. Just to rest my voice a little bit. And then we're gonna move on to Zako! To Zako's work. But first, how well do I know my 50 states? Let's see. Me, I'll ride one with the clothes I got. She's fast. Gotta go fast. Yeah, we're gonna get to you soon, Zako. I'm just gonna... Let me rest my voice by flexing my, my geography knowledge. Ready? And... go. Wisconsin, Wyoming, that's Montana, South Dakota, it's one of these two, it's this, New Hampshire, Rhode Island is the smallest one, Mississippi looks like a bird head, don't remember, Chicken, California, Idaho, don't remember, Illinois, this one. Jersey! It's right next to New York. Biggest one. You're the only 10 I see. Florida. Massachusetts. Arizona. Sweet Home Alabama. Virginia. Indiana. Square shape. Oh, crap. Is it this one? Crap! Okay, this is Maryland. Hawaii, Nevada, Georgia is below the Carolinas. Wait, is this Arkansas, North Dakota, Oregon Trail? Ah, crap. Panhandle, Connecticut. It's up here, but is it this one? Yeah. Ohio, New York. Maine is the top one. Montana looks like mountains. Missouri. Actually don't remember. It's somewhere here. I think it's this one. There you go. Washington, New Mexico, Texas. South Carolina, North Carolina. Looks like an L. Michigan, it looks like mittens. Wisconsin's right under it. Ah, crap. These are the ones that I like don't know that well. Iowa is this one? Nebraska? Wyoming? Yeah! Let's go! The only one I missed was Delaware, but I was close. I was close. I'm soy checking the screen. Binghamshire? Binghamshire? Imagine if she got Hawaii wrong. Oh my god. Thank you, Owen. Yeah, I do got this. See, I remember. There are some little hints that I know. Like, for me, I always associate Mississippi with like a bird head. Kentucky's a weird one because there's like apparently if you put these states together, it looks like a guy with a chef's hat. Minnesota's the chef's hat. He's holding a plate, and the thing on top is the chicken. It's like a plate of chicken, so I associate it with like KFC, you know, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Michigan I just know is like it's shaped like a mitten, but it's also like two parts for some reason. Minnesota to me looks like a crushed soda can. Minnesota. This one, the four corners, I memorized it as you can, so UCAN, you can. But sometimes I confuse it because there's other states with like C and N, right? What else? Alabama I know is in the South, but I always forget like where in the South. Massachusetts has a hook. New Jersey is next to New York because I just know The Sopranos. like Jersey, it like you can drive from Jersey to New York. That implies that they're close together, right? Maine because it's like the northernmost one, I want to say, other than like Alaska. Vermont and New Hampshire, I just remember as a high schooler when I labeled it as VT and NH because there was just no room to like fully like label it. So I just kind of remember that. Massachusetts, I remember putting like Mass. What else was like a little memory trick for me? Idaho just has a very recognizable shape. I don't really know how to like and I just know the West Coast because I am of the West Coast. Nevada because we go to Vegas every time. The Four Corners. These are the ones I struggle with because they're so square shaped. But like I don't know. Oklahoma's pretty easy because it has the panhandle. But like these three, I'm like I don't know. Flyover states, yeah. I always love hearing how others map these out in their brains, especially West Coast, trying to figure out East Coast. Yeah. Some of this I remember because like in history class I remember studying like the colonies, the 13 colonies. So I remember like Georgia's like the last of the 13, right? And then there's Florida, right? Where the local orc is from. And then Virginia being broken up into two. It's like New England that I get the most confused. New York, Massachusetts, and like Jersey are kind of the easiest ones. And Maine. But then I sometimes mix up Vermont and New Hampshire. I forget that DC is here for some reason. And then like some of the southern ones. And then let's see. Fun fact, New York is not part of New England. Oh! I did not know that. I guess would you just call them like the 13 colony states then? Like I actually had no idea. See, I'm a true West Coaster. And look at the West Coast, you just need to memorize the three. And for that, it's just like, oh, where's Seattle? Where's Portland? That's all I need to know. And, you know, I'm a California resident, so if I didn't get that, we'd be in trouble. We would be in trouble. I think that I don't know if there's any other memory tricks here. A lot of it is just associated with how I labeled it back in high school. Because I remember being like, oh, there's so much room to like label Ohio, but not Indiana. like, why is this so long? But yeah, okay. I did that to save my voice and I ended up yapping more, but it was enjoyable. Alright. Shall we? this next work is the work of Zako, one of our regulars. Let's go ahead and give them a shout out. Am I spelling her name right? There we go. There you go. Check out her streams. She does makers and crafting. Whoa, who's that sexy MFer? I dig their name. Yeah, this is Zako's work. This is the one that you posted like a little bit ago. And then you posted this one after I went live. So this is the update. I want to look at both because like you could see the development, right? So we are no stranger to Zako's works, right? You do a lot of the building, but you also do a lot of the customization. So right off the bat with like this one, it's very color based, right? What was the inspiration? Why did you want to do something clown core, Zako? You don't have to answer right away, but you know, I kind of like the explosion of colors that you're using. And I'm noticing that like for the most part, a lot of them are like warm colors. There is like this blue over here, but it's almost like a lavender that mixes in with like the magenta, right? And then you have like the actual like green, which I think you end up like covering up after. Psycholonials? Specifically the character Mizzlebip. I have never heard of Psycholonials before. Let me look it up. Psycholonials. Ooh. Oh, wow. Wait, is this made by the Homestuck guy? Are you gonna attack me for saying that? Or is... No, it is! It's Andrew Hussey! It's like... This is totally... Hey, look at this artwork. I recognize that style. That's awesome. Sent Mizzlebip in your gen chat? Let's see. Let's take a look. Ah, oh cool. So you see the color palette. Okay. So this is the inspiration. You see the color palette, you have like the blue, the magenta pink, and the green and the yellow. You do see that very much reflected here. There's also some reds. But I you know, it's... You said that you were taking inspiration, not necessarily like copying it one-to-one, right? So... Yeah, exactly. There we go. So not necessarily a one-to-one match. You have like the energy of it. Because like there are the designs here. There's kind of like the clown core of it. And I see that you have like polka dots, you have stripes, you have like kind of like the zigzags over here. You even have like the face over here. The main bit is her hoodie. Ah, okay. Let's look over here too. Let's look at the finished product. I don't know if this is finished, but like you definitely added more. You even added, like you said, you added some cloth. I also like how like the difference in lighting does make a difference, because like this is presumably like outside during the daytime, and this looks like more indoors, but the colors come out a little bit more vibrantly. Ah, and I like the lines have become like a little bit more straight and defined. The polka dots have also become a little bit more like how do I say this? Like it's not strictly a polka dot. It's like it has a little bit of like a form to it. And you're also adding things like letters to it. You're adding the cloth. I really like this trio of colors right here. The sheen of it too. Wait, let me look at... I want to look at this part too. Ah, okay, so up until that point it wasn't yet painted. Let me put this here. Yeah, Nessa said it's pretty much done. Ah, okay, nice. Cool. I do like the little cloth like additions to... Oh, I didn't even notice this! Wait, that's awesome! Is it supposed to be the colors of the trans flag? Are we getting the missiles? The missiles? The hoodie is Mizzlebip's, the face is Z's clown makeup. Ah, okay, let's take a look. Ah, okay, so you get like the gray, the lavender, and the white. Okay. What'd you put here? There's another screenshot that you sent. The United States has begun its siege. They cut the power, shrouding the island. But does this football field look dark to you? You brought your own fire to the field, flooded the pitch with your high beams, and I can see you, I can see all of you, and so can the world. Ooh, very punk rock. A revolver ocelot stand. Nice. Oh, Z's clown makeup. I see. Oh, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, you see like the lightning bolt kind of motif over here? Very cool. Cool. I do like just the general, like, when you say clown core, it's almost like a little bit of like controlled chaos in a way. Because like each limb has something different going on. You got the red and yellow stripes, but then like as you go in more into the leg, you get a little bit more magenta. It kind of translates over into this leg as well, but it has a little bit of randomness with like the letters over here. There's also like a little bit of remnants of like the original model itself, right? And then over here, I kind of like the little like mischievous face. Classy core. Love it, love it. It's all like kind of different to like what's going on. This feels a bit more like alert, a little bit more like warning, warning. This is a little bit more fun, a little bit more random. And then you get over here, especially with like the blue, yellow, pink motif, it gets a little bit more fun, but there's like a little bit of like you know, like the original machinery of it too. My iconic red shoulder for the Bloodsucker Battalion from the actual show. Ah, cool, cool. And the light gray on the chest for Booba. There you go. I'm looking at the gray part because like the sheen, it's like reflecting very, very highly too. Oh wait, yeah, you're right, the Booba. I'm just noticing. Because I was like, I can't tell if this is like light reflecting off or if you like intentionally put like white on there. Because it looks good nonetheless. And then the cloth. I can't get over the cloth. Ukraine flag on the chest and watermelon head for Palestine. Nice! Nice, nice. Oh, I didn't even notice. Cool, cool. And yeah, the Ukraine flag. Very cool. A revolutionary cloth on the right. Yeah, this one too, right? Did you have to sew it? Did you have to like hand sew it? Or like... How are you like putting those pieces together? Is it like a Velcro or did you just straight up like hand sew it? Yeah? 2 different cloths? Oh man. It took a while? Yeah. That's dedication too. That's dedication though. I love it. I love it. It looks good. Yeah, is there anything else that you want to share about like the process of like making this and like customizing it? 1 replacement on the right arm and 3 layers for the stripe arm. Oh, you know what? I think I kind of see it. Yeah, because there's the strip here. And then you do see... I see, like, 2 layers, but I have no doubt. Like, you're the one that made it. So, like, there's probably a 3rd layer, too. A lot of it was to repair and hide broken bits. That's a very creative way to, like... It reminds me of, like, you know, the kintsugi, right? Of, like, if, that Japanese tradition of, like, if a cup is shattered, then instead of, like, trying to glue it and hide, you know, like, any broken bits, you, like... emphasize it with like gold. In this case, you're like emphasizing it. It's kind of beautiful in a way that you're emphasizing like kind of the randomness, the craziness of it, while also fulfilling what you wanted to do, which was like repairing and hiding broken bits as well. But instead of gold, it's like this explosion of color. Weathering in wool. Ah, the blue-haired image is made. Oh, an ad is gonna start soon. So let me snooze this. I'm just gonna finish off what I'm gonna say with this, and then we're gonna go into our ad break. But feel free to still put in the chat like anything else you want people to know about Zako. The blue hand in the image is made from scratch. Oh, this one! Ah, that's a cool texture. How did you do that? That's awesome. That's a cool texture. You could tell that it's kind of molded in a way. I love hiding things with other things. All my personal customs are the same scope dog kind of ship of Theseus, but making a new one instead. Also, the saw blade launcher is a reference to Art the Clown. That one I'm not super familiar with. I love you more than you'll ever know. Oh wow, that's terrifying. He's the slasher in Terrifier. I'm not familiar with Terrifier, but if you guys Google it, that is in fact terrifying. Yeah, it's I won't show it on screen just because like if you guys are into like horror and scary clowns, especially with like bloody teeth, check it out. I think this is like kind of badass, but it is pretty creepy for those who like that's not their thing, you know. And a Scorpio emblem on the booba for me being a Scorpio. Vriska from Homestuck. Let's go. Oh yeah, it is like the M with the little scorpion tail. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, thank you, Zako. Thank you. Awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this up for folks to admire, especially if you are subbed. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and start the ad break. 1 minute ad break. So we'll be back soon. But I gotta hydrate. That's all. Honk. The yellow and black emblem on the skirt is the Gilgamesh flag, the confederation that used it for their army. Ah, cool. Nice. I love it. Hello, Saku. Hello. Welcome. We are just about to go into an ad break right now, so I'm gonna rest my voice, but we'll be right back with Ribian stuff. But in the meantime, I'm gonna leave up the sculpt dog for you guys to admire. If you're not looking at the ads. So let's go ahead and where is my ad break? There we go. All right, see you guys in a minute. Yeah, maybe we'll do GeoGuessr after. Yeah, we interrupt this ad break for me to say I freaking love this song. That is all. All right, we back. Once again, thank you. Thank you, Zako. Oh, you can finally rest, Goose Night. Yeah, get some rest. Get some rest, Zako. And thank you again for your wonderful work. And good night. Good night. I love this song so much. Yeah, good night. Let's take a break, shall we? I know we just did like an ad break, but let's also take like a teensy voice break before we get into Ribian stuff. You guys seemed excited about GeoGuessr. Let's do a little bit of Open Guesser instead. I set it to famous places, because... Oh no, you know what? Let's not do famous places. Yeah, this looks like... Is this... Ooh! Okay, let's try to figure this out. This is not Gothic architecture. This is, I want to say like a little bit more... This looks like... Spanish Moorish? I actually don't know if Moor is like kosher to say. Like if you can actually say that. Yeah, it looks like a mosque, right? For me, it's the arches with the it's like these little stripes. It looks Islamic in a way. So I do think it's I want to say Turkish. Yeah. There's also I can't tell if it's like text or just decorate. Can we move? Hello? Can we move closer? Please. It looks like Arabic, right? And then there's what's this? Yeah, I think it is Turkish because Turkish writing kind of looks like Latin, but it has some like stuff on it, like tildes and stuff. Yes, I agree. Is this Hagia Sophia? I've never been, but like prayer entrance. Because is Hagia Sophia's in Turkey, right? Or am I exposing my ignorance? I'm trying to remember. So Hagia Sophia. Oh wait, Mecca. Look, it's the Kaaba. Is it Mecca? No, but it has like Turkish text though. It could just be like you know, this is where the pilgrimage is to. What a beautiful place. Yeah, right? Nice and open. I really like the dome. Yeah, this is Hagia Sophia, right? I'm like so tempted to just like look it up to like make sure, but no, that's cheating. Oh, what's cool is that like the arches are round, but like look at the windows. It's broken arches. Or it's a little different from broken arches, but like yeah, it's very Islam. It's very like uniquely Islamic. I like it. Oh, look at that. The only thing is yes. Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, not Constantinople. Not Istanbul, it's Constantinople. Is it there? Oh man, I actually don't remember if that's where like Hagia Sophia is. I'm looking at these little like icons here. Istanbul, Constantinople. It's not Istanbul, but Constantinople. I'm a fake art history fan. I'm fake as hell. They made me think of the Particle Man song. Oh, which one's that one? Remember to stretch. Yeah, remember to stretch and hydrate, everybody. I want to say it's Istanbul, right? All of Utada Hikaru's music from this like you know early 2000s is like it's like stuck. You know what? I want to listen to one of her older albums. We could also listen to Prisoner of Love again. Because I love that song. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there's 2024 remixes of her old stuff? Incredible. Hard Station? Oh my gosh. Ultra Blue? Keep Trying? Passion? Deep River? Traveling? We're listening to Traveling. 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 I think the same group, but they might be they might be giants. I've been listening to Automatic. Yeah. All right, we're gonna make a decision. We need to make a decision. Even though like none of these say Hagia Sophia. We need to make a decision. Guess. Oh, I wasn't that far off. It's oh, so it's not Hagia Sophia. Sultanahmet Kami? I'm gonna look up something. Ah, you could see why I was I mistook it. Cause look, that's what Hagia Sophia looks like. Very pretty. Traveling. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on, shall we? So now we're gonna look at the art of Ribians. If you are a Randon fan, you know this guy. You know this. If you're a fellow orc lover, you know this guy. It's Ribians the goat. Exactly, Arsenic. Exactly. It's our favorite purple space cat orc. It's Ribians. Yeah, thank you for linking. Thank you for linking, Matthew. Let's give him a shout out too. It's just Ribians, right? Like there's no underscore or anything. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Oh, and they were last streaming art. How about that? My favorite purple space orc question mark. So it's really hard to choose just one because like his yeah, there we go. There's the emotes. His rendering, his coloring and shading is the goat. Like, it is like, it's so good. Our Ube space cat. Oh wait, that's adorable. Cause I'm tempted to do like look at the Casper and Randon one, but like I also want to look at like some of his studies. Like, let's look at this one. Let's look at this one. We'll look at this one, and then maybe we'll look at the Casper and Randon one. He's just a god at like rendering and shading. I've dropped in and I've lurked in a couple of his art streams, and he does it so effortlessly. But you could tell that he probably has like a lot of experience with it. I think the cool thing too is that like if you look really closely, you can tell kind of like what kind of digital paints. You guys know I'm a sucker for like digital painterly style, and at first glance, this is like it's a little bit more rendered. It's not quite digital painterly, but then like when you look closer, you kind of see the process. I think here I'm looking at the knuckles. Look at the knuckles here. Tougher than knuckles. Nikki reference sheet spotted. I would die for him. Look at his smile. I know, right? Look at that's so cute. The tusks and the eyebrows too. So look at the knuckles. You can kind of tell the order of operations here. So first, like I think there's the shading for the knuckles themselves, but then he put highlight directly over them, and you can kind of tell because the edge of these highlights is a little like it's a little blobby, right? But that's not necessarily a bad thing because it still like it still creates the illusion of like lighting on knuckles. I like made my paws into a fist when I said that. You can see it too here with the arm hair. You can kind of see the order of operations here. He like did the darkest part first, followed by this like mid-tone, and just kind of like oh, can you see my mouse? Yeah, you can see my mouse. Then like the mid-tone here, he kind of like did this kind of outward like brush stroke over here, and then like you see the highlights, right? The highlights like they go out like that. It reads correctly. Exactly, Gojikins, exactly. So like I dare to say that Rivian's is so well versed in like rendering, lighting, and color that he knows kind of like not like the least amount of brush strokes, but he knows just the right amount of brush strokes you really need to show in order for it to read correctly. I think that shows really well with like these close-up shots as well as like the hairy parts over here. Same with the hair. I really like the hair too, because here's another thing that I noticed too about his coloring and his rendering style is that it's very what I would want to say like luminous. It almost like glows in a way. Like his style is very like vibrant, and there's a glow to it. I don't quite know how to explain it. All about that exactly, Gojikins. Very efficient. Especially like in here where you see like just bare skin as well as like the hair. The lightest parts, like what should be like midtones, or at least places that are like that are lit up with the light source, they seem to glow. I'm still trying to figure out how exactly he does it, and I think it's partially like look at the shading color. Let's go back here to the fist, to the knuckles. He draws a lot of bright colored characters. Yeah. Let's look over here. Let's look at the shading that he uses. This is kind of like a desaturated purple. But then once you get here to where like the sunlight or where the light itself would be directly hitting, he changes the color to more of like a magenta. It's like closer to pink, really. And that kind of like reminds people of like, I think I mentioned this before, but like if you were to put your hand against like a light source, the light is going to also illuminate the parts of your hand like in between your fingers, for example. Like the flap of skin in between your fingertips. Or not your fingertips, your fingers themselves. Like, it gets illuminated, and it's slightly more saturated than the rest of your hand. So that's almost what's happening here. By, like, saturating it, by making it more, like, of another color, it makes it glow. He is so good at picking colors. Yeah! His color and shading are out of this world. I agree. There was a name for it. Hello, Outermost Ghost. Hello. I forgot what it was, but it's like a something scattering. That effect of just like making it more saturated. But notice that he doesn't do it for like all of the shading, because if you see how this is magenta over here, if he made the rest of it magenta, it would lose that effect. So it's good to have this contrast of like the desaturated purple with like the super saturated magenta. Yeah, subsurface scattering. Thank you, Gojikins. Thank you. That's exactly it. Exactly it. So he has a really good grasp of how to do that, because I remember I tried it once before. And like it's a cool effect, but like you do need to practice it, and you can't just be like, you can't just randomly choose a color. You kind of have to know what color accentuates, like enhances the color that you're trying to like shade over or highlight over. Yeah. Exactly. Subsurface scattering. We need to, you know what? Let's Google it. So there might be some more examples. Scattering. Why was the second I was Googling subsurface scattering, the second response below it was Genshin Impact. It was subsurface scattering Genshin Impact. Okay, here's a demonstration of what I mean. So this person's putting their hand up to like a light source, and these spots right in between, they're very, very saturated. They're very full of color. Now, when you see that translated to art, this is what it looks like. It almost looks like a glowy effect, right? So, like, Rivian's has a really good grasp of how to do that. And like I said, if you try to do it and just kind of pick random colors, it's not gonna look great, because I've tried it. So this takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of knowledge to be able to do this really well. He's really good at subsurface scattering, and also like what's it called, light bouncing, and colors interacting with each other. Yeah. A blender example, my love. Exactly. Because I think he mentioned this before too, but technically, like, if you look at his skin and like other parts of his body, technically he's pink. Like, but it's just that like the way that colors interact with each other, it reads more as purple, especially because his hair is purple, and then the shading is more purple-ish. But like technically, if you color pick this, it's more of a pink. There's another, okay, what do I need to Google to show this effect? Illusion, color, surrounding. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, these two are actually the same color. Here we go. I think this is the classic example. A and B are the same color. But it doesn't look like it, right? Because of the surrounding colors and because of like the context of like this cylinder is shading this, right? So to us it looks like it's this white color, but it's in shadow. How could it be the same as this color? But apparently if you like cut it out and put them next to each other, they are in fact the same color. So there's other examples like this one. So this like orange over here and this brown, they're actually the same color. So that's another thing. So the surrounding colors also affect how we see colors. So that's why technically Rivian's is kind of pink. Though it does also depend. It depends on like your monitor specs, you know, or your like whatever your monitor is set on. Because I'm looking like through my monitor and he looks a little bit more pink, like towards red. But I'm looking down at OBS and it definitely looks more purple. So yeah. Those gaps in the fingers from the reference pic make it look like alien hands. It's true. It's one of those things that is like, oh, sometimes like fact is stranger than fiction when it comes to like the rules of coloring, among other things. That's when I found out I painted a mini of him as Bariagura. I don't know who that is, but but I trust you. Color is relative. Yeah, exactly. Color is relative to the environment. Yeah. Also, this is just really cute. Like a little kitty. Little kitty. There's so many cats on this page. Look at all these cats. Look at all these purple pink cats. Let's take a look at this one before we move on. Look at these two. They're so cool that they're not even looking at the explosion. We got our Meowster of Disguise, and then our favorite Stimky Office Orc. If Rivian's is our favorite space cat orc, then we have our favorite office orc. Yeah, I think this is another thing that Rivian's is really good at is lighting, like especially like dramatic lighting. Him and Milky, I want to say him and Milky are really good at like this dramatic lighting that like is very atmospheric. Here, of course, it's kind of like a step above dramatic because it's literally an explosion. But look at like this is called rim lighting, I believe, right? The rim lighting, so it's like the lighting that is just touching like the outer ends of the figure, because you can tell that they're being illuminated from the back by this explosion that they're not even looking at. Hello, HDTQW5. Hello, hello. If you're able to look at one more, I recommend looking at the Akuma with the phone piece. You can see the color reflection. Ah, okay, okay. You know what? I think that's all I really wanted to say about this one is that like really good rim lighting. But also like the figures themselves are still lit enough to see like their features. So that's also really good all around, but I do want to look at what Cielo was talking about. So what was it again? So Akuma with the phone piece. I think I saw it down here. Is this one? Yo, this one's awesome. I think I saw when he posted this to the random cord. Yes, okay, I see what you're talking about. Okay, so right off the bat, we already see a lot of the subsurface scattering that we were talking about before. It's like this little detail right here. You see a little bit more of like the super saturated red almost. But then, like what Cielo said, you also see a lot of like how light interacts with different things and how it affects their colors. So he is looking at a phone. I think this is the follow-up, right? What? Yeah, and the rope detail. Let's go back to this one. Oh, there's so much to look at with this. Okay. Let's zoom in. Oh my gosh, when you zoom in, there's so much detail. So he's holding a phone, and like phones, they light up, and you can see that light. You don't even have to see the phone screen, but you see the light of the phone screen reflected on this part of the hand, as well as his face, but not the entirety of his face. It's kind of just limited to down here with the lips. So you can see now like how that interacts with each other. And actually, if you were to color pick this would actually be closer to a gray, even though from a distance, it looked like it would be blue. But here's the thing. I'll tell you guys a story about the first time I took a painting class. Our teacher asked us to mix color black. And if you don't know how to mix color black with at least acrylic painting, it's not as straightforward as you might think. You might think like, oh, just mix like opposite colors together. Technically, yes, but it's actually, at least for acrylic, it's blue and brown. Yeah, technically you can make black by just mixing everything together, but like the easiest and most efficient way is at least from what I've learned. Other people might have learned like differently, but it's blue and brown. And the reason is because blue and orange are opposites, right? They're complementary colors. And usually if they're put next to each other, they make each other like more vivid, more vibrant. But if you mix them together, they actually like neutralize each other. Yeah, warm brown and cool blue. If you mix them together, they neutralize each other. It makes a gray, but because we're using brown and blue is kind of dark by default, and brown is also a little bit darker than like orange, for example. They make black. But going back to this is lighter. So it's actually a gray. It's actually a gray color. At least from what I can see. But because of the surrounding color, because of the surrounding like warm tones, this actually reads as like a cool blue. So yeah, it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat how like he not only does Rivians know that, he's like he's using it to kind of give the illusion that this is a phone reflecting light off of the skin, off of the brown skin. And you also see a little bit of that here too. Now let's go to the rope and the hair too. I love it. Yo, this is pretty cool because it seems like he went in stroke by stroke, right? Like he did like so many strokes just to make it look like rope. But if you actually zoom in, you can see that what he really did is that he just did like a kind of a general shape. This could even like, if he didn't do these extra strokes, it would actually look like beads. So I want you to imagine that first he did it like a bead kind of shape over here with the subsurface scattering. We can't forget that. And then he added extra strokes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he also mixed in a couple of other like strokes of other colors as well. And he didn't have to do that much. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8, 9, 10, maybe like 10 strokes. And that's enough. That's enough to when you scroll out, it looks convincing. It looks convincing as like a rope texture. So that, once again, efficiency, subsurface scattering. He knows how colors work. He knows how value works as well. I think the last thing that I noticed too is like here he didn't even need to really even put the, look at all these like, wait, look, compare the amount of strokes here to the parts that aren't lit as much. That's efficiency right there. You don't need to put all the strokes there because it's not illuminated. You can't really see it. But when it is illuminated with light, that's when you put all that detail. It gives such a convincing illusion. Really, really good stuff. Okay, last thing that I'm going to talk about, because otherwise we're going to be here all day. I also really like how he renders muscle. Just good old fleshy muscle. Like, because like the dramatic lighting is really, really good. You see like, oh my god, you can tell that he has such good knowledge too of like facial anatomy. Because look at like the brows over here, the wrinkles that like, that furrow when someone's angry. This like kind of piece of like fatty tissue around the eyes that make it, this, it makes this look even more like recessed or however you say that word, like into the skin. It's a really good depth too. Man, he is correct. He is so correct. I love the beard fur too. Yeah. If all the additional strokes were added to the darker sections, it would be too busy and draw the eye to the wrong elements. Exactly, Gojikin. So that's another thing that, like, you know, that Rivian's knows really well. Like, where to be efficient with your strokes and where to go all in with the detail. So all in all, amazing. Thank you, Matthew, for recommending Rivian's, because his art, like, he is so cracked at rendering. So yeah. That's Rivian's. If you want to look at more of his art, Matthew did pin the link, and he also streams. If you, I know a lot of you already know this, but just so you know, he does also stream, and sometimes he streams his art as well. Rivian's could become a legit concept artist for Capcom. Yes, 100%. I like his Akuma. He also did is it JP? He did artwork for JP as well. I have to find it, but I think it was his commission sheet. Yeah, here. Isn't that sick? He could totally be a concept artist too for Capcom. Yeah, thank you, Matthew. Thank you. All right, cool. Definitely. I'm gonna leave this sheet up. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I'm not gonna put an ad break, but I'm gonna take just like a brief water break, and then maybe we should do the random tier list as our next like break. Gotta get the sopping purple space cat to get a job in Burgerland so he can go to AX. Oh my god, I would love to meet him. Alright, I'm gonna take a little bit of a voice break, but I'm gonna leave this up for like a minute or so. But we'll be back. We'll be back. In like a minute. Alright, I'm back. Alright, here's the idea I have for another, like, extended voice break. I'm gonna do the random tier list. I'm gonna do the random tier list, but I'm gonna do it muted, and then I'm gonna explain myself after I've finished it. Is that okay? I'm gonna mute. I have to decide on the categories though. Now we'll just leave it at S A B C D. We'll just leave it at that. All right, I'm gonna mute, and let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, I will not explain. Actually, I'm not gonna explain. No, I kind of just went off vibes. To be honest, I just went off of vibes. I was just like, like these two kind of trying too hard. They're kind of trying too hard. I love Randorb and Smaldun. I think you should hold them lovingly in your hands. Doodle Randon depends on who drew it. If it's Ribians, this should be a lot higher. But if it's Randon, it should also be up here because he's a budding artist. Nyandon is just better than Randon. Upside down Randon, especially like look at the tusks. They turn into fangs, right? It's Vesper. That's why it's up here. You separated Ran and Dawn? I don't know. I don't trust him. Here, you know that it's Randon, right? It has like the little tuft. It has Ran. Like you could turn that into like, you know, if he were to like make products of himself, like Randon Spam, you could just turn it into like Rand Spam, right? Whereas like Spam Dawn, I don't think it's gonna read as like a random product. You know what I mean? Pixel random because I love pixel art. But you know, it's not the same tier as like upside down random, right? Actually, contrast random should be a little bit higher because these are like two art things that I like a lot, right? Pixels and randoms. I mean, pixels and contrast. Yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna explain. Actually, I think that's all. It's on a need to know basis. It's on a need to know basis. Let's continue, shall we? Let me get some more water. And then we shall continue, because now we have 2 animations. The last thing that we're going to be looking at is 2 really cool animations. Animation. You know what? I already know what tier list I'm going to do for our last break. Oh, it's that. But first. All right, let us pause the Utada Hikaru music. Let's go. Okay, so this next animation is by AimKid. This was recommended by Arsenic, right? I want to say that it was Arsenic. Let me double check. You've seen this person's stuff on Twitter? Nice. Yeah, I believe it was Arsenic that recommended this. So, I did watch this a little bit beforehand, just so I wasn't going completely blind. As opposed to when we look at George's, it's gonna be completely blind. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and give it a watch, shall we? This is called 100 Gex Stupid Horse fan animation. Lower it just a little bit. Oh, 100 Gex is the band. Okay. Let me know if it's too loud or too soft. Ooh, that part's really cool. Oh no, the horse isn't stupid. He's doing his best. Hello, Lord of Skeep. Hello. Oh my gosh, this is it's so energetic. Oh my gosh, it's so 3D. Nice, nice, nice. That was only 2 minutes, but it had like so much in it. So hello, Lord of Skeep. We are currently doing a little bit of art appreciation. It's been a minute since I did this, so what this is I usually like take a look at a piece of art, or in this case, an animation, and we just talk about what we like about it, what we appreciate about it. We also talk about some of the stuff that we've learned in like other art appreciation streams where we like talk about like what's up with like the lines, the shapes, the colors. It gets a little bit more advanced with like animation because like instead of just one still piece of art, it is moving. So there's a lot to be said about it. Same with this video in particular. So let's see what we have in the chat. I can't remember if it's this animation or another one, but I know they did some frames on physical paper. That's awesome. So I do wonder how much like did they have any assistance with like 3D tools? Because some of these shots, like there was one where like the car. So take a look at like how the car moves. Like the way that it's like it starts off as okay. It starts off as kind of a what is this, like a parallelogram almost? Or like a trapezoid. And then like it widens a little, not widens, but it like gets longer. It gets longer to show like this motion of the car going forward. So it's really cool. Yeah. No, you know what? I think parallelogram is like it's kind of all going in the same direction, and like trapezoid is like it's the shape basically, I want to say. But right off the bat, what I noticed with this animation is that he or I actually don't know the pronouns for this person. So they used a lot of geometric shapes. It's very geometric and very bright. And whenever you see like something that is like very brightly colored with like more, let's say like primary or just kind of like very saturated colors. Oh, she hurt. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you, thank you. So she uses a lot of these bright colors and a lot of geometric shapes. It feels almost very like kiddish, but like not, I don't mean that in any like kind of insulting like, oh, it's so kiddie, you know, but it's a little bit more like kind of fun, a little bit more out there, a little bit more like I guess accessible to younger folks. It has a lot of energy. How about we say that? It has a lot of energy in it, especially going along with the music. Like, oh, this is such a good shot because you can see exactly which like geometric shapes that they use. So like you have like the square and circle up here in the horse itself, and then you see like the triangles for the teeth. And like even the arms, they're kind of at these like right angles. They're not in like any kind of curve. And I think these geometric shapes, these very like yeah, like square, like triangle shapes with the occasional circle, I do think that that also makes it like not necessarily easier, but you see a little bit you see a little bit more of the energy with the animation. But I do think also like maybe it's not a bad thing to say that it might also make the animation a little bit easier, because then you could see like how this trapezoid, right? Like if you just, like I said, widen it, it makes it look like it's coming forward. Like that's a really cool like effect. And then there was another one where the two cars collide. And it's almost like their shapes combined together. Like there. See, that's cool. And not necessarily, yeah, so I didn't mean to say that like it's not a bad thing to say that it's like geometric shapes make it easier to animate, because I could imagine like look at how when these two cars impact this car, you start to see the underside of it. And it looks very 3D, and I wouldn't be surprised if AimKid used like an actual like, I don't know, I'm imagining like a wooden block, and they're kind of moving it around in their own hand to really get a good feel of how they would animate that. Nothing wrong with stuff being kiddish. One of my favorite games has been labeled as such. Yeah. So not to say like not everyone like sees that as like a negative, but I also didn't want, you know, because I feel like there would also be people that are like, oh, kiddish, like what does that mean, you know? Sorry, I'm like adjusting my window. I realized it was cutting off my crown. Okay. Can I DM you a link to a more recent animation? Yeah. So, whenever Matthew responds, yeah, like if you could send it our way. You could also put it in the Discord, if you want. Oh yeah, thanks for getting your sticker, Lord of Skeep. But yeah, so the geometric shapes, and like just look at how much energy the color has, right? There isn't really anything. No, you know what? I'm wrong. There is a little bit of desaturated color as well. Because I was going to say, like, usually if you overload any kind of art with too many like very vibrant colors, it does tend to cause like eye strain, but also your audience will not know where to focus on. Which like this does run the risk of that, but there are some desaturated colors. For one, you see like the gray over here, the yellow part of like the horse, the sky. Actually, I think that's what balances it out, is the sky is like very desaturated, which like balances it with how saturated, with how vibrant like everything else is, including the white. It's just a 3-second animation. Oh, okay. In the art appreciation channel, let's take a look. Oh, cool. Let's see this. I'm sick in the head because the animation I'm working on now, I keep making myself draw these agonizing 3D car rotatey scenes because I think they look cool. Just the price you pay for being epic. It's true, they are epic. Look at that. Second animation is work in progress for this animation. Yeah. Super stylized. Exactly, George. Exactly. It's super stylized too, because like it's not necessarily how a car looks, but it reads as a car. It even reads as specifically like it. I think I dropped the lore, right, that I used to be in. I did my high school's rendition of Grease, the musical. It reminds me of Grease Lightning. Grease lightning, oh grease lightning, because it has like these sharp edges to it. It has that like, you know, like 50s that 50s style to it, the one that like it screams like grease lightning. You love AIM Kids so much. Nice. Oh yeah, you put another link. Let's look at that one. Oh, I love that. Look at the angles. I like this guy. I don't quite know the name of the angle. It's not like Dutch angle. It's like a very... I'm very tempted to say the word like oblique like angle. Where it's like you see like a very like kind of wide angle of like the body where it's like super exaggerated. And it adds a lot of energy to the animation. So cool. And that leads to like poses like this where it's super exaggerated. Like the hand is bigger than like most of the head, really. And it just adds a lot of like really fun energy to it. I love it. Let's see what else. It's funny because we were me and Beans were also talking about like animation in terms of like where I think I mentioned that we've been watching Naruto recently. You posted another work in progress? Alright, this might be the last one we look at for this one, just because I feel my voice going and I still want to look at George's. Oh, I love this! Yeah, this is another example of like a very like intense, I want to say oblique, but I don't know if that's the right word, like angle. Because then AimKid can have a lot of fun with just like making it bigger, foreshortening it, depending on like the angle of it. So very cool. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, when we were talking about like Naruto, how like there are certain anime, because there's obviously like different animation teams that oh, goodbye Lord of Skeep, have a good rest of your evening. So in Naruto there's like definitely like different teams of animators for different episodes. This is something you see with Digimon as well. Like how sometimes their models, it just looks kind of off model in a way. But sometimes you'll see certain Naruto episodes or just anime in general where like every still shot is extremely detailed. Like you could tell that the animators took so much care to make sure that it's on model, you know, like the everything is proportional, it looks good. There's shading, sometimes there's even highlights. So like sometimes the still shots are like kind of the best part of the episode. But then sometimes there's episodes where whenever there's a still shot, it looks kind of derpy in a way. It looks kind of silly, like there's not as much detail. But when you see it in animation, it looks amazing. Like it's super fluid. The fight styles, like you could tell that they might have like either rotoscoped the actual motion of it, or they just like allow for what Cielo is saying, like the smears, to kind of give the illusion of that motion in it. So, but what we notice is that like you know, sometimes like the stills, like I said, have to be kind of like, they're not as detailed. They don't always have shading, but that allows for smoother animation, and it just looks really good. So the reason why I bring that up is because like you see a little bit of that there. Like there doesn't necessarily need to be a lot of detail in a lot of this. It's okay that it's super stylized and super geometric because it makes it well, at least like in my opinion, it makes the animation a lot more convincing, a lot more energetic. Like that, you know. Oh, there's even some like camera tricks too, like shaking the camera. Oh, this is also from this one. Okay, cool. And like these like snaps, right? I don't quite know the lingo for it. But like when they're dodging the bullets, they kind of snap into position. There's like an actual word for it. I saw like a tweet about like what are the fundamentals of animation, and like some of it is like what is it? Follow through, I think was one of them. And like appeal, but I didn't quite like study that as much. We're all thinking about the Sasuke. I can't read it out loud because it might be spoilers because we got up to the beginning of Konoha Crush. But yeah, where it's super loose but has a great animation. Yeah, the one that like me and Bean saw recently was the Gara versus Rock Lee fight, but then afterwards we also saw the Neji versus Naruto fight. That one had some pretty good animation in it. Cause whenever they were like punching each other, it was just really good. And then the episode that's dedicated in the tuning exams, the one episode where it's just dedicated to waiting for Sasuke. Oh my god, it has such like the most off model like the most like off model like things I've ever seen. Where it's like the eyes are definitely not looking in the same direction. It's like that one meme. I always love to show this to Beans. Let me show it to you guys. It's Naruto, you look kind of cool. I'm getting the meme. Good Naruto, you look kind of cool. And like, I'm pretty sure this is edited, but even look at Sakura. Like, come on. It's like you can kind of tell whenever this team like does an episode because it's kind of like off model in a way. But it provides a good laugh. It provides a good laugh. But yeah, overall, this animation super energetic with like the bright colors, the geometric shapes. It allows for like kind of smoother animation, more convincing and more energetic animation, and I just like it a lot. It goes really well with the music too. Like I like the impacts with like the beats. So let's give a round of applause for Aim Kid. I think yeah, so Matthew also put the artist in the pin chat message. I do feel my voice going, so I am gonna take another break. Yeah, I'm gonna take another voice break, but this time we'll do an ad break for a little bit. We'll come back. I'm gonna do another tier list. This one should be a little easier too, and a little quicker. And then we're gonna finish off with George. Good evening, George. We'll prepare for the riot. Oh no. No. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll keep this on, and then we'll do an ad break right now. All right, see you guys in a minute. Okay, looks like we're back. And then let's see. Let's put the Utada Hikaru music back on. And then I'm gonna do my last like non-art appreciation thing, which is a tier list. I'm gonna do the same thing with the random tier list where I'm gonna mute as I do this, and then I'm gonna explain this time I will explain myself. I'll explain myself at the end. But for now, enjoy as I as I rate different bear species. Woo! All right, so that's my rating. I hope you guys like it, and I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're gonna go ahead and like actually rate these. Give me a second. We're muting. Okay, this is my actual rating. This is my actual rating. Okay, see, it's a little bit more fair. It's a little bit more fair. I couldn't. I don't have the heart to put any bears in C or D tier, right? I don't dislike any of them, because they're bears. They're awesome. They're awesome possum. Now you know what? Actually, let's put him right there. Okay, let's go over this. So this is pretty obvious. Sun bears are S tier. S is for sun. They're the best. They're the best bear. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. They're the best. They got the long tongues. They got the cool claws. You know, they give you art history lessons. What's not to love about sun bears? They're the smallest bear, which means they're the coziest, and they fit in your pocket. They don't, but you could try. You could try. Okay, an A tier. It's kind of like, I hate to say generic bears, but it's the bears that people are more so familiar with. So like the brown bear. I couldn't quite tell the difference between these two. I want to say that this is maybe either a Kodiak and this is a grizzly, but they're both brown bears. They're very fearsome, right? But they're also I'm stealing this from a tier zoo video, but these are the brown bears and the black bears are also like the generalists. Like they adapt very well to their environments. So like, you know, they're kings of the castle. They know how to adapt, and I think that's a really good quality, you know? So these two top of A tier. Polar bears are scary. They're scary. They're the biggest bear. I think they're also the largest like land predator, right? And if you've seen those pictures of them like all bloody after like hunting, it's kind of intense. But I think that's badass. I mean, bad butt. And it's pretty edgy too, right? Yeah, Brother Bear, top tier movie. I agree, Mayshark. I agree. Now black bears, they're adorable. They are also fearsome if you mess with them, but for the most part, they're more scared of people than people are scared of them. Really, they're kind of skittish, but they're kind of derpy in that like they'll they'll adventure around and they're doing a sniffer. They do a sniffer for some food, right? They're just curious little guys. How could you hate that, right? How could you hate that? And they're generalists too. They're just like the brown bears, where like they know how to adapt, they know how to climb trees. Only you can prevent forest fires. Actually, that's these guys, huh? Actually, I'm trying to think, like, are there any like media with like black bears? Because I feel like they need more attention, really. they're just awesome guys, you know. And they let campers know. They let campers know if your food is too delicious, you know. They get into non-bear food dumpsters really. Exactly. Wait, you know what? You know who is a black bear? Hank the Tank. Hank the Tank. Hank the Tank. Hank the Tank. You guys don't know who that is? I'm gonna show you. He is known for allegedly terrorizing, I think a Lake Tahoe residence or something like that. And it turns out he's actually 3 bears. Like, everyone thought it was just one bear that was like terrorizing this little community. It was actually 3 different ones. But he looks like this. Hank the Tank. Hank the Tank. Hank the Tank. Isn't he cool? Pretty sure he's a black bear. Look at just the size of this guy. Just the sheer size. That exactly going into like what Gojikin said. Like they get into non-bear food dumpsters really good. They're really smart. That's the thing. Surprised there still isn't a Binka Sniffa emote. Oh, I could use the one thing that's like a sticker in my Discord. Maybe we could use that. Sniffa. The large one. They appreciate good food. Exactly. In a trench coat? Oh, that'd be terrifying. That'd be awesome. Wait, there's a book about Hank the Tank? Oh my Lanta. Oh, he's so awesome. This is the dream Republic of Hank? I would gladly live in the Republic of Hank. Oh my gosh. This is so good. You know what? A little bit higher. No, you know what? Just for that. Oh wow, this song has like Simple and Clean in it. Anyway, yeah, he goes a little bit more. Yeah. Because he's Hank the Tank. 3 bears in a trench. Exactly. He's an absolute unit. Hank for elections. Vote for Hank. Hank the Tank. Last one in A tier is the sloth bear, because they look kind of derpy, right? They look kind of fluffy cute. They're very fearsome. They fight tigers, y'all. They fight tigers. It's kind of scary, but that, you know, otherwise they're pretty chill. They're similar to sun bears in that they just hang out and like eat bugs all day. But if you mess with them, they will fight you. So, you know, I don't want to mess with that. So we're putting them A tier, bottom A tier. Okay. Then the last tier, I don't hate them. I just think that it's more of like, to me, it just feels like they have a gimmick, you know? Like, they're not like the generalists over here. It just feels like they have like some kind of gimmick, and like, you know, there's not much outside of that gimmick, really. So here we have, there's a special kind of panda. It looks like a mocha panda, right? But it's called a chinling panda. At least I think that's the name. Yeah, I think it's chinling panda. And it just looks amazing. I just really like it. I think it's a really unique looking bear. The only thing is like both that and like the regular giant panda, they're too specialized. They're too specialized to the point where like they were endangered for a bit, right? Now they're not as endangered. But it's like, dang, if it weren't for like human intervention, I don't know if you guys would still be here. Like you guys gotta own your biome a little bit more, you know? You know? I'm not a hater. All I'm saying is that like you guys need to get past the gimmick. Okay, next we have the spectacle bear. If you guys know Paddington, also known as Chaddington Bear, he's actually a spectacle bear. He's from Peru. This is the only bear in the Americas, by the way. They're a relative of something called the short face bear. I'm doing all this off of memory, by the way. I'm not looking at any articles or anything, because all of this it's all up in the bear noggin. I just know my cousins very well, you know? Except for some of these, I actually don't know what these two are. I think this might be a glacier bear, but this is a spectacle bear. They're called that because their face markings look like glasses. Not as cool as the markings, you know, on the sun bear, in my opinion, but it's pretty cool, right? Right? So they're the only bear in the Americas. They're descended from the short-faced bear, which is like an extinct kind of like ancient bear that like the ancestors, or I guess your guys' ancestors, used to hunt. But yeah. So that's the spectacled bear. I actually don't know much other than like Chaddington Bear being one of them. But you know, it's pretty cool, pretty decent. Let's see, absolute unit. Never knew that. Yeah, I won't make fun of your beartism if you don't make fun of my Gundamtism. I will make fun of either of either tism. I think this is a glacier bear. Glacier bears are a sub unit, I guess, a subtype of black bear in like the Arctic regions, like the colder regions, and their fur is actually a little bit more bluish. I think that's what this is. Oh, you know what? I think this might be a spirit bear, like a what was it called? I think it's a spirit bear. It's like a lighter bear, basically. Yeah, I think like I said, it's just kind of gimmicky, right? Like it's like, oh man, it's like a blue bear that lives in the colder regions. Like not much else to say. And this one has like a cool golden color, very nice to look at, but nothing else to really say. Now, this is what's called a moon bear, also known as I think an Asiatic black bear. They're also very fluffy. They're kind of like sloth bears in a way, but just fluffier. I actually have nothing against them. I think they're pretty cool. I just put them in the like near bottom of B tier because they're moon bears and I'm a sun bear. You know? Like what's up with that? The sun's not good enough for you? You know? So that's my choice right there. And like I said, panda's all the way at the end because like brother. Like brother bear. Why? Like you gotta eat more than bamboo. I'm begging you. I'm begging you, brother. Does a moon bear owe you money? No. Nuh-uh. Wait, I forgot I have fellow bear VTubers that like they might get on my case for this. Cause no, wait, okay, I'm fine. I'm putting everyone in A tier. You know what? I haven't seen a Chinling Panda VTuber yet. There, I like all of them. Pandas, please. No, don't put it on the bear cord, please. They're gonna go after me. I'm the only sun bear on there. You know, in that bear cord, there's like a cool amount of like space themed bears. I think it's pretty cool. There is a moon bear though. Oh no. I shouldn't. I should. I actually like him too. He's awesome. I'm talking about Jiro. If you guys know Jiro, he's actually like really awesome. He actually like invited me to like bear related VTuber events too. So so maybe I should put him. I should put him a little higher, huh? But no. All right. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? There are only 2 celestial themed bears. Are there only 2? In the Discord that I'm in, Viteheight's also there, I believe, and Bearware Bear. There's just a lot of like Ursa Major themed bear VTubers. I've yet to see. There's a couple polar bears in there. There's one sloth bear. I think I might be the only sun bear, at least in that Discord. I haven't seen any Chinling Panda ones, and I don't know if we have any spectacled ones, but I do know there's at least one panda and one moon bear in there. Oh, as in like sun and moon. Yeah, there's no star bears yet, unless you count like an Ursa Major type thing. Yeah, because some of these are subspecies. So like the main species of bear, I'll move them like down here. I'm not actually putting them in D tier, but this is a subspecies. This is a subspecies. This is a subspecies. I think these are the main. These are the main ones. So it goes sun bear, American black bear, brown bear, polar bear, sloth bear, spectacle bear, Asiatic black bear, also known as a moon bear, and a panda. These 4 are like subspecies. So this is a subspecies of like, I think this is either a Kodiak or a grizzly. There's a Chinling panda. And like I said, I think this is a glacier bear, which is like a subspecies of like black bear. And I think this is a spirit or Kermode bear, which is another like black bear subspecies. And the thing is, there's actually more subspecies out there. There's like a golden moon bear. I'm gonna get a picture for you guys because it looks really cool. It looks like a lion. Here. It's a golden moon bear. Hey Binka, did you ever share the bear dumpy with bear cord? I think Vite did. I think. So all the bears are S or A? Huh? Definitely not biased list. Definitely not. A shiny moon bear? Yeah. It's a shiny moon bear. Oh my gosh. Look at why it look like that? Okay. We still have one more animation to look at. Whoa. It's simple and clean. Okay, well we gotta stop the song because we are now gonna move on to watching an animation by Church. Good evening, Church. Animation. And it's FGO theme, very fitting because it's my newest hyperfixation. My brain said shiny moon bears are holographic bears. They kind of are. All right, I did not watch this beforehand, so let's react together, shall we? Ooh, where'd you get the not the count? The count of how many days? What's up? Oh my gosh. Where did the audio come from? I'm curious. Saber. The Zelda sound. Oh man, it's Pillow Girl. Say Shonagun, right? Oh my gosh, so detailed. Oh yeah, the link is it should be in the pinned comment. Oh my gosh, not the blood of young virgins. Borgar. Oh, Elizabeth. Oh, Jesus. Lancelot. And uncorrupted. Oh no! She's becoming corrupted. It's what's her face from Silent Hill, right? Proper face mask. There you go. Effective. Aww. Father daughter. Oh no, miss. Oh yeah, cause the nose. There you go. Oh my gosh. Not the gunpla. What's Char doing there? Oh my god, he did the. Who broke it? Oh. Mordred. Aw, Waver, what happened? No! What happened? No! 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 Where's my emotes? No! No! Refrain from doing so. Get effed, Waver. Iskander. Oh my god, what the hand do? You killed him, you bastard! You killed Lancer! Oh my god, he's digging in with the same quartz, isn't he? George, that was amazing. That was so good. That was so funny. There's so many references. Oh, like this part. The part with Iskander. Yeah, so that was done by George Chungus, another fellow Babinka. Amazing job. We can also like dive into like the usual stuff like shape and color and stuff, but if there's anything you want to talk about with like your process, feel free in the chat. But also it's just had so many like cute references. I like the mask ones where it's like the proper ways to like mask up and it shows like all the The different servants. I think this is like the best fan service is the one that like the fan service is like, oh, you know, father daughter, right? Artoria. The nose. The miss with Lartoria, yeah. I haven't gotten to this point in the story, but I think I know who the servant is, but the little gunpla, the little details. Mordred with the like the Transformers affected. I just had an idea one day and decided to animate something. That's incredible. How long did it take you to make this, if you don't mind me asking? Because this is like so much. Like you included so many different servants in it. It's so good. Yeah. I kind of like all the spots where, cuz this is definitely based off what's the name of the artist for the April Fools stuff? Wait, FGO April Fools. They also do the manga, right? At least 10 minutes to be sure. Yeah, Rio, yeah. So it's definitely like based off Rio's models, but I like, I don't know if Rio ever drew this from Silent Hill, right? Or wait, give me a second.
Oh, Ashley from Silent Hill 3.
Oh, thanks, Beans. See, I asked Beans. So from Silent Hill, right? So I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know if Rio drew this character or if you adapted it according to Rio's style, because you did a really good job with like the eyes over here. Heather? What's the difference between Heather?
It's Heather.
Oh, okay. Matthew said hi.
Hello.
But yeah, so it's also like a nice little meme of like, not only is it memes based off of like the Fate Go universe, but then like relating to other fandoms. Everyone's saying hi. He says hi. Oh yeah, he's in the chat. You guys can see it for yourselves. Oh no, not the corruption. George is a big fan. Where did the audio come from? Did you have someone record it, or is it from like another source? Hey, they're party people. I love the Char one. Glad to hear y'all hear me fumble the name. Oh, you hired someone from Fiverr. That's pretty cool. I love the dedication. I'm gonna. Did you like tweet this out by any chance? Is it okay if I like repost this? Cause I like this a lot. Dang, it's oh no, not the his face. Live long and tell everyone. If you want, I will. Immediately googled it after you said it because I know I goofed. Poor guy. Yeah, waiver. Gets emo afterwards. Gets long hair. Becomes teacher. Becomes Juge Liang. This one too. Like not killing Lancer for like the. Wait, can I slow it down? I want to see like the. This is gonna sound very edgy for me to say, but like just the animation for the blood splatter. Let's do it 25. I want to see it. Oh my god! It happens in like a few frames. That's so good. Yeah, Vivinkos, remember that killing Lancer is generally frowned upon. Don't do it, okay? Don't do it. I really wanted to see like, just how many frames it took for like the blood splatter together, and it just makes it so funny how much it like snaps into place. Classic Lancer, exactly. At least his hand was clean. Exactly. It was clean. He's not spreading any like germs or anything to the open wound. Hygienic, exactly. Dang, and you just like made these animations like you kind of knew like how to animate certain things, because I wouldn't know where to start with like how to and not in the blood of young virgins. Let me see this part. Yeah, like this part. Did you like with animation? Do you usually sell like not sell? I was looking at your comment. Do you usually like use references, or like do you kind of record yourself doing those motions, or is it just something that you kind of already knew how to do? It's instant, but the blood settling cells. Yeah, yeah, exactly, George. No risk of last second infection. Exactly. Because I know with like art, usually like the good thing to do is like have a reference handy. But like some of these, I'm like, man, how did you know how to like animate like the peace sign and everything? That's so cool. You just animated it. It just works. It's like how does that one stand work in JoJo? It just works. No, but this is really cool. Like that. Oh my god, wait. Like how the physics, like the physics of like how it's rotating in her hand. It's something that like I can't really comment that much on because I just don't know. I just judge things. He's just cracked, Your Honor. I watched Kakashi do it in Naruto. Ah, okay. That's a cool like reference too. The little lip tremble. Wait, I actually like that too. Pay attention to like how the word bubble or the thought bubble like how it like forms, I guess. I like that. I like that. Just born that way. I want to see the transition to the crying. Oh, poor guy. Oh, the tears too. Wait, look at how the tears are animated. Aww. Touching your eyes may spread germs. Poor guy. Just literally including a clip from Fade Zero to give waiver PTSD. I like that. Look at. I like that. This is the most viewed moment. Is him killing Lancer. This is also a really cool scene. Just like I would have never have thought to like do it from the POV of the wall. You know, because like could have easily just like started from this point, right? But like I think it's really cool that you started from the POV of like the wall and getting dug in. Oh, it's a Gurren Lagann reference. That's still cool though. That's still cool. Just the repeating like carving in. Nah, I love it. I love it a lot. Getting PTSD, yeah, that sounds like Simonia. All right, good job, George. Good job. Everyone give a round of applause for George and his awesome animation skills. I think I'm gonna share this too, if that's okay with you. That's amazing. If you let us know if you have anything else that you want to share with the Bibing Cubs before we end off for the day. Man, that was awesome. Big fan. I'm gonna play more Fate Go after this. Let's go ahead and put the music back on. I think we will forego a mosh pit for today. No mosh pit because I'm pretty tired. Don't play Fate Go. Not after I play every night before bed. Yeah, it started becoming my like daily ritual is to play more Fate Go. Oh yeah, I got Space Ishtar by the way today. Oh yeah, baby. Rest well, Vinka. Thank you. Yeah, we won't mosh for today, but tomorrow what are we doing? It's Thursday today. Ah, Digimon is tomorrow. It's Digimon on the Discord if you guys want to join in for that. The Discord link is right here. There you go. Did you see? Yeah, I did, Cielo. I did see that. I don't know if because sometimes I'll see like a post and I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna like that when I'm in my Bibinka Bear account. Like I'll see it in my Pau Panda account and be like, oh, I'll like it for this, even though I could easily just like do it for both accounts. But like I did see it, and I'm like, that's freaking insane. You already have like NP3, or I guess NP. No, yeah, NP3. I don't even have one. No, me too, George. I don't even have one. Yeah, at least I got Space Ishtar. I'm gonna level her up. And I posted it on Twitter too. I finally got past the prologue and Salem. I'm finally in Lost Belt. Finally. She wasn't even on a raid up. That's kind of insane. That's the Gundam Armor Saber I do have. You guys are... We're ending the stream. No, I'm kidding. We are ending the stream, but not on a note of anger. But I am going to stop raids, and then let's see who we can raid into. Who's on right now? Akashi. And Ashton. River, Vite Heights. Oh, there's a lot to pick from. Man, wait, let me refresh. Some of these people might not even be streaming. Falling clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight. Okay, so Akashi's still... I think we might raid into Akashi. Why is the title of his stream cuckolding? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. She's my first foreigner? Oh, nice! Wait, do I? Yeah, I do. I have at least one. But yeah, okay. Good job, everybody. Good job. We're gonna raid into Akashi. Tomorrow is Digimon, and then Saturday is digital art for the morning stream. Wait, is Akashi end? Well, he just finished this game, I guess, but I don't know if he's gonna end soon. What the hey? We'll still raid into him. So, all right, I'm gonna start the raid. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Digimon. But have a good morning, afternoon, and evening. And as always, I'll see you when I see you. Thanks everyone, and thank you, George, and everyone for the wonderful art. Bye-bye.